rant about Celtic, Rodgers, and currently what's happening. Now, like most Celtic fans, I've sat and watched. It can only be described as a complete and utter destruction of what I see as my football club. Now, obviously the board has to take some flack. The dereliction of duty on their part. But just recently, Adam Edis. Now, the poor guy flies down to Swansea to do a medical. A fee has been agreed. A transfer has been agreed. He's there to sign a contract. And then Brendan Rodgers is on the phone telling him to come back up the road. He's not signing. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had an NL job, you would just quit and go to the other job that you were there for. And I have some sympathy for Ida in this situation. I don't think he's a great striker. I won't be sad to see him go. But all this crap about we don't have the numbers, I'm sorry. If you Shin Yamada and Johnny Kenny, there's two strikers. We have Dyson Maida who can play in there. We have now signed Billy Kvisha who can play on the wing. We signed a new left back on loan, albeit on loan. So you can't say we don't have players, so we need Ida to stay. Similarly, the board should just tell Rodgers, no chance. We've accepted a fee, he's going to Swansea, and we'll bring a player in for him. Now I'm hearing talk of Dolberg coming. That deal should have been done as soon as we knew that the bid for Swansea was being accepted. But for some reason, nobody at Celtic board level is doing their job. A bunch of accountants can't run a football team. It's just not possible. They don't have a football brain in their body. They have taken what was once a great club and dragged it through the mire and made it a laughingstock throughout Europe. Teams will rinse us for as much money as possible because they know that we cannot negotiate. Now, also, like most Celtic fans, I'm not all that excited or even nervous about tomorrow's game. I can foresee a dull, nothing each, all the way. If you're lucky, if both teams have 6 shots on goal the entire 95 whatever minutes it is. It's going to be a dirge. It's going to be chaos ball versus the horseshoe of doom. That's not the sort of football I remember Celtic playing. I went through the 90s when Celtic was absolutely awful. And on one occasion, if memory serves me right, but Paul was making a wee bit older than it, we finished third in the league. But we were playing attractive, exciting football. It may not have been winning matches, but it was exciting and we enjoyed watching it. At least we seen the players putting in a bit of effort. And what I've seen over the course of 2 games versus Kira Almaty was utter disgrace. Jock Stein said that the shirt doesn't shrink to fit inferior players. Well, what I saw was 11 to 15 inferior players over those 2 legs. It was a disgrace. My eyes were bleeding at how bad that display was against, let's face it, a team who have no right to beat Celtic in the Champions League qualifier. Now, we're going to go into Europa League and probably get the arses handed to us there as well. Again, it is dereliction of duty on the board's part, but you're not trying to tell me that Brendan Rodgers on the sidelines isn't watching this, realises we don't have wingers that can play in a 4-3-3. His most successful formation when he was here the first time was a 4-2-3-1 that varied. He hasn't done that this time. He's tried to take Angie's philosophy and put it on this team when we don't have the wingers or the full-backs to complete that. That strategy does not work. Players do not fit the mould. If you don't have wingers, don't play a 4-3-3 that relies on wingers. If you don't have a decent striker, don't play 4-3-3 with lineman wingers putting balls into that striker. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm trying not to get too angry at this moment, but like I said, I'm not looking forward to tomorrow's game. Not because I think Rangers might beat us, but because I think it's going to be a complete and utter crap show that will put you to sleep. The Celtic team of today is not fit to wear those jerseys, with the possible exception of Alistair Johnson, who unfortunately is injured, Jota, who is unfortunately injured. And I know a lot of people are going on guys in Maida. Yes, he's missed a few sittles, but if he's high pressing and he's the only one doing it, it's not going to be successful. In a high press, you need 2 or 3 of your players supporting you to press the entire team. Maida can't do it on his own, but that's what he's been doing. Like a lot of people said, if we can see this sitting watching this on the telly, how can Rodgers not see it when he's on the touchline, a few yards away from watching this? It's not going to be a long one today. That's what I just wanted to jump on live and get this out because it's been stuck in my head since Tuesday of how poor, unorganised, and lacking of ability this current Celtic side is. And now the Adam Ida saga. That man must be wondering what's going on. Feeling great because he's going down to Swansea. Well, to be honest, he's found his level. He's a Norwich player. There was no way he was going to come up here and set the hell on fire. Yes, he scored a few important goals, but that's it. If you're a striker and you can't hold the ball up to bring in your midfielders, then you're no use to us. To be fair, we need a central midfielder who can play the ball forward and not play keep ball with the 2 centre halves and the wing back, the full back. But that's a rant for another day. I'll just quickly mention it. I don't know what Callum McGregor does in that field anymore. Yes, it was great. He was like 27, 28, but his legs are gone now. So this pointing, play it there. If you're a central midfielder, or creative midfielder, you take the ball in a half turn, you play the ball to the guy whose technical ability is much better than yours. That's what Scott Brown done. That's what Neil Lennon done. Roy Aitken. And the last central midfielder you wish to name, Peter Grant. They took the ball and they played it to the technical players. Paul McStay, Petrov. In Brown's time, it was Callum McGregor doing that job. So I don't understand what's going on, because you're not going to sit there and tell me that Rodgers is telling these players to play that slow football when his mantra is power and pace. I want power and pace. He says it all the time. I don't see any power or any pace in that team whatsoever. And we've got the fastest player in Scotland in our team. And even his abilities and his work rate is being ripped apart. Look what happened to Kyogo. Kyogo was one of the most explosive forwards we've had in a long time. And Rodgers totally destroyed his game by starting with a horseshoe of doom and the turgid, slow, pish football. Is any wonder Kyogo wanted it away? Now, Maida's doing it. There's rumours coming out that he's fed up and he's wanting to go as well. I've no doubt that Hatate will probably be on the way out soon. The reason these players are wanting to move on, yes, it's all about money, but they are not being played to their strengths. Daisemaida's strength is his pace. You play the ball over the top, he'll chase it and catch it 9 times out of 10. Play him through the middle and play the passes through the defence for him to chase. Play the ball down the wings. Whip the ball in quick. 9 times out of 10, Maida will get there. They might miss, but that's what players do. They don't score every game. They don't score every goal. They miss those opportunities. The point of the matter is, we don't have a striker that's getting in there to make those opportunities. So where do we go from here? Yes, Goldberg might come in. Might go out. Might go out. They've signed a winger. Is he going to be used to his fullest ability? By all accounts, he's a quick, pacey, technically gifted winger. But you need to use him to his best abilities. You can't keep telling him to turn back and play the ball back to KT, or play the ball back to AJ, or Ralston, or whoever it is at right back, or get to Carlton, get to Scales, or CCV. Similarly with the corners, stop with a short corner push. The amount of times we played a short corner and it's ended up back at Kasper Schmeichel's feet is ridiculous. Right, like I said, just a wee short one in there. Probably won't get many views or likes, but I hopefully do a bit of a longer one, depending on what happens tomorrow. I've got a week off next week, so I'll try and get a couple out on the days off. Just a Celtic fan, feeling the pain of watching what is going on the park at the moment. It is a long, hard struggle to watch my team in the current situation that it is in. Now, I don't know if we need a more progressive manager, a younger manager. We definitely don't need a Celtic man in the management position. We need someone who has no connection to our club whatsoever and just does his job. Similarly the way Ange was. Ange grew to love Celtic. He wasn't a Celtic fan when he came in. Yes, he liked Kenny Dalglish posters on his wall, but that's from his Liverpool days. And Ange turned Celtic on its head and made us a progressive, attacking, full-flowing football team. As soon as he left and Rodgers came back in, we've returned to the horseshoe of doom. Slow, turgid, possession-based, crap football. Possession doesn't win you football matches. Putting the ball in onion bag does. We played 100, almost 200 minutes against Kairat. We had a grand total of about 7 shots on goal, with 86% possession and 433 passes. We had 20 touches in the opposition box in those games. That stat is not good in any shape or form. We are not turning our possession into shots on goal, into shots on target, into goals. Possession for possession's sake is not the way to go about it. We need penetration. Right, again, like I said, just a wee short one. 15 minutes probably do it. But like I said, I'm just a wee bit fatty and I had to get some of that off my chest just so I could get on with my day. Thank you to everybody who's stepped in and watched. We've got to about 4 people or so. Thank you to you. Hopefully have a good day tomorrow. 12 o'clock kick-off. By the time the final whistle goes, I hope the good guys win. But I hope more that we have an entertaining game. There's 2 teams that can't kick their own arse right now. 2 teams have no technical skill, no ability to break teams down, and no ability whatsoever in any defensive areas. So this could be a slug, boys and girls. It could be a hard watch. But let's hope that the good guys come away with 3 points and we put yet another nail in Russell Martin's ever-growing coffin. Hail, hail.